morning. So here we are in the fog, leaving the Mazatlan Elsid channel, and Steve's tying up the fenders here.
Birds tried to nest in our sail.
They did.
And we're now a couple hundred yards offshore. They keep flying back to the boat and trying to get, hopefully they don't have babies in there.
Oh, I hope not. It's very foggy today, as you can see. Yeah, kind of looks like we're going into the...
Okay, babe, what you making? Holy guacamole. What's it like cooking on a boat?
It's fun. I always love cooking. Creative passion.
Yeah, and it can get a little bit challenging sometimes. Earlier, we were cooking and it was on 45 degrees. That's what I was telling you. We're cooking at 45 degrees.
So I gimbaled the stove, and when you gimbal the stove, you move the release lever down there, and it keeps it from being flat to when you're sailing and you're at an angle. So now it kind of balances, as like if we tack the other way and it goes this way, then it keeps the stuff from falling all over the
spilling,
floor,
yeah,
and all over yourself.
Yeah.
And it's especially handy when you're boiling stuff, or the food is like flying out of the pan as you're sailing. We know when you have some
up and down
and sideways going on at the same time, it's like
can be challenging.
Really a relief but yeah, I had like 20 issues this morning just from cooking breakfast. It's like, oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like the coffee, I'm putting the coffee cups here and trying to pour the coffee, and the coffee's overflowing and the orange juice is spilling, and the scrambled eggs are like falling out of their bowl before I get them in the pan.
You're a very brave soul.
Yes.
Cooking on a sailboat is not always the easiest when you're underway. All right, we're about 80 miles, I think, right? About 80 miles from Los Muertos. It's been a good crossing from, we left out of Mazatlan yesterday. We had to motor all night last night because there's just no wind, but we've had good wind today, huh?
Yeah, we're sailing today. Yay!
So yeah, we started sailing this morning. Wind's been with us all day. We're made good time across. The total crossing is 200 nautical miles from Mazatlan to Los Muertos, and we're about 80 miles, I think, to go. We got a cargo ship showing on AIS that we're going to intersect with, so we're keeping a close eye out on the horizon for this guy.
He's coming from the south.
Coming from the south, heading towards us, and it looks like our courses will intersect. He's right now 18 nautical miles away, so we're going to see him on the horizon here in a few minutes.
We're looking for him because he's pretty big.
183 meters.
That's pretty large.
So, what do you think? Good day?
Yeah, this is excellent. We're sailing lovely. We are not using the motor, and it feels great.
When you're heeled over is difficult, and Sheralyn
got a little frustrated this morning.
Well, she locks herself in the galley and does a great job. So, but let's just face it: if you're trying to pour coffee or juice, make eggs, make all these different things, and the boat's heeled way over. So if you set something down, it takes off on
right out of the cup and the bowl, and when they all start doing it, you're like, hey, wait a minute, I got a couple of things going on the
octopus.
stove I gotta
you gotta have like
already,
8 hands to hold everything, right?
So I try to clean up the eggs, and then there goes the juice and the coffees, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Bad start of the day.
I got my hands full down here.
It can be, for sure.
Sideways. And we're having a blast.
All good stuff, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. All right. So, and we have a full moon tonight.
So
And last night too.
last night I took the midnight to 6 a.m. shift, and the moon was incredible. It was coming up from in between the clouds, so I got to see multiple full moon rises over and over and over again. And then when it hid behind the clouds, it looked like a huge laser beam coming out of the heavens and lighting up that spot in the sea. And I'm like, this is so cool. So
And every day you get to see stuff like this on the ocean. We're still like 90 miles from the nearest land, and look at the ocean. It's like a lake out here. But
well, it was like a lake out here.
yeah, it's starting to get a
so
little bit rougher.
like
We're expecting
like
like
right now,
15 to 20 knots. We may have
maybe
to put a
25.
reef in here in a little bit.
Yeah.
We don't need a reef right now, but by nightfall, maybe we'll tie in a reef. We got one about a little over an hour before we get to nightfall, and it's difficult to do that kind of stuff once night hits. Try to tie in a reef. So we'll probably do that early. This predict wind is showing that we're going to have 20 knots. We've learned that the Sea of Cortez, if the forecast says 15, add 5 to it. So that's the forecast is 15, but we could easily see 20 knots.
Yeah.
Still looking for that ship, bulk container.
You see him?
Not yet, but he's got to be about 15 miles now. Yep. And so he'll be popping up over the horizon here pretty soon.
Yes, he will.
That's pretty cool, huh? Having that stick. Yeah, I
think
like it.
So.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to let you hold it.
I'll beat you with my rhythm stick. Now,
Hit me.
hit me with your rhythm stick.
Steve's going to be demonstrating how to hove to. All right, babe, go.
Okay, so we're currently on the autopilot. This autopilot is a Raymarine ST60, I think is what it is. But anyway, it works fantastic. We really love our autopilot. It's our third member of the boat crew, right? So auto's driving right now, but hoving to is a technique you can use to just kind of stop the boat. If you want to go down below and sleep or cook a meal, even if it's rough when you hove to the boat, it's pretty calm and it's pretty simple to do. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now by we're on a sailing course where we're pointing up high to windward. I take the autopilot off, and what I'm going to do is intentionally backwind the jib. And as the jib starts to backwind, I come over with the helm. I'm going hard to port now, and I'm hard to port. I'm going to lock the helm down. And we're going to start to just build like a slick behind the boat, and the boat will just kind of go sideways, but it's very comfortable. Now, Sheralyn, if you can film me again.
All right, I'm just showing them what it looks like when you're hove to, so that they can. All right, yeah.
So if we wanted to right now, like just stop the boat and go below and sleep or whatever, and we've done this before. We got to Isabel. We were so early, we wanted to make anchorage in daylight, so we hove to the boat, and I crawled up in the bunk with Sheralyn. We slept for a few hours. We still do our proper watch. We set a timer. We'll do a proper watch. But right now, the boat is essentially not moving, and it'll point itself into the wind and waves in such a way that it's fairly comfortable, even in a big chop. Right now, we're just kind of going sideways at maybe 1 or even a half a knot as boat speed, and it's pretty comfortable to go below and rest. So now I'll take the boat out of hove to. So I have the wheel locked down right now, so I'm unlocking the wheel. going to spin the boat around. Pretty simple, just going to go around the block. Arriving now, and it's been about 48 hours, and we've been sailing really hard and fast the last since about 3 in the morning, I guess, or 4 in the morning. Anyway, early this morning we started sailing a lot faster. Now we've got 25 knots of wind kind of on our beam, and
what it looks like all the white caps and white water up here. Pull it down and you tie it up, see, like this, so it's not as tall as it normally is, and secure it, right? And so here I am, just enjoying sailing.
Here we are in Bahia Los Muertos, or AKA
Los Sueños is the new name because it sounds more attractive than the dead people.
It's either the dead people or a dream.
Yeah.
And maybe you dream of dead people.
Who knows?
I don't know. But that's the name of this
possible.
bay, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And we're on the hunt for tacos. We found a restaurant yesterday, and it was good.
Yeah, it was really good, and they cooked the shrimp perfectly.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And it's right up at the very top of the anchorage.
Show them the
and I'll
anchorage.
show you. The anchorage is behind us here, but I'll get a better film of it here in a minute.
Yeah.
And so we asked directions, and all they told us is go up the river.
The riverbed.
Okay. So we're guessing this is the riverbed, the arroyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, arroyo. And if I pan this way, you'll see the anchorage is out here. And the restaurant that we ate at yesterday is up at the very top northern end of Los Muertos. And today we are...
We parked the dinghy over there.
Okay, we parked the dinghy on the beach. And let me just say that the water looks Caribbean-like. It's quite beautiful, and we're gonna get a little something to eat and drink.
Get a swim in this afternoon.
And get a swim in. All right, let's go find the resort.
Yes.
Let's go find tacos and margaritas.
Yes. Yay.
So, we're gonna fish on. Let's see what Sheralyn's gonna land a fish. What the heck? It's not a Dorado. Gonna be able to get him in?
sliding out of my hand.
You need me to help? Oh man, that's a beautiful fish, honey. All right.
I took a little spill at the end. Woo!
All right, here's what we just landed.
Sailing again.
Yeah, motor sailing now.
We're motor sailing today, yeah.
We're gonna try to make Agua Verde. That looks like a good destination for this evening.
And if not, there's always Los Muertos. Not Los Gatos.
Los Gatos.
Los Gatos,
Sí.
yeah.
Muy bueno, Miss Sheralyn. Can you believe that red sky? Red sky at night? Sailor's delight.
The red skies in the morning. Sailors be warning.
But that is, looks like there's a fire over there. But it's not a fire. It's just how it is in the Baja.